everybody know you got your hands in killing Dolph. I was there the day of the funeral. Everybody know. That's why your daughter was killed for that. She wasn't killed in no botched robbery. Say, Memphis boy, who with the dead daughter. You know, my daughter just graduated from school at 15. Your daughter was a rapping bitch that got her head blown off. Can you imagine the agony and the terror your gangster daughter felt when she died? You gangster, you reap what you sow, son.
Back in Houston now to breaking news overnight where 2 women and a man were shot, and police are trying to figure out if this was road rage, robbery, or something else completely.
Your daughter is burning in hell. She didn't get to give her life to the Lord. She didn't get to get saved. You led your daughter straight to hell.
I don't know what's up with you, man. Constantly mention my name. Charleston white, one-eyed, speaking on my not guilty verdict. Man, you need to respect the jury, man. Respect the jury. Justice has been served. Anybody in their right mind know that I'm innocent.
Your daughter dead. I hope somebody kills him. In the name of Jesus, I pray somebody kill him in Woody.
You shot straight, but you shot late. Hi, Lem. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
Say, man, hey, man, it's OG Jucario. Now I'm back at you with another one. And crazy cockeyed commando, cool, capping, cackling, confidential, CIA, content creating champion, cockamamie, cop calling, cloud chasing Charles is back in the headlines again, you guys. Guess what? Cockeye, the sailor man Charles, is going at old Govan Hernandez, the alleged mastermind who was acquitted of all charges in young Dolph's murder, right? He's now taken to the internet and speaking his piece, and he's rebutting everybody's theories and opinions about him having something to do with Dolph's murder since beating that Dolph murder case. And he's also responding to Charleston White's opinions. C-Dub the Menace is still sticking to his guns, you guys. No pun intended. And he's saying, look, Govan, you're still guilty, man. No matter what they said in that courtroom, in the streets, Govan, you have to watch your back. Because everybody knows that you had something to do with Dolph's murder. And now we have a situation with Govan and C-Dub the Menace going back, forth and forth like a Leah on this whole ordeal.
I'm sure we can all agree that it's too early for foolishness. But I just woke up to 50 missed calls. And every last one of those calls was about Charleston White. Hey, Quay, you seen the video Charleston did? I mean, every call, they said the same thing. Charleston, I can't believe you got the nerve to jump your anorexic, J.J. Evans looking ass on YouTube and make an hour-long video about me.
They ain't got enough evidence to prove you done it. But nigga, everybody know you got your hands in killing Dolph, nigga. That nigga from Memphis is a free kill. I'm just telling y'all, he a street nigga thinking he's smart, coming online talking. With his history, his criminal history, his known reputation, and his infamy for being attached to Dolph killing, anybody can kill him. Now, I'm not advocating no violence towards that brother. I'm not promoting that, please. I'm not advocating promoting no violence. But as I sit back and watch this fool, because he is a fool, he talking tough and bad like he can really whoop somebody. Maybe before Dolph was killed, you could. You can't do nothing to now some bitch after Dolph's dead, nigga. You a target. You a target, nigga. And I almost believe if you say the police know who killed Juke, they gonna let somebody kill you too, nigga. And you know the feds still on you, don't you, boy? The feds wanna tie all this together to your goddamn. Cause we know CMG paid for you, nigga. I got a lot of honor and respect for Adolph. The whole town fuck with me. When I come to Memphis, I go show up in Dolph land, them young niggas. Yeah. Shout out to Moochie Gray. Boy, woo over there. So I fuck with them boys on both sides. Orange man, go to the schools and talk. So I don't speak on Adolph. I let that man rest in peace. But nigga, you rub me the wrong way, sucker. An innocent man won't do what you doing. He'll go on about his business and try to make peace with life. You go get killed. And I ain't been wrong yet. Everything I done predicted, you're gonna get killed, son. I guarantee you'll be dead. You're going to go meet your daughter soon. It's in the mix, it's in the workings. Not that I know anything, because I don't know nothing about nothing. God just speaks through me. God's spirit gets into this little body sometime, and sometime I go to saying things, got this foolish mouth and big old head, because one thing I understand is you ain't finna be on earth too much longer, boy. That's why you feeling the need to get out here and tell the story, because a guilty man speaks. An innocent man don't have to come out and do what you're doing. I wouldn't be surprised coming here soon if they don't start releasing videos and footage about you, boy. Because you got some skeletons in your closet. That's why you want to hurt everybody that say something about you. That's why you want to go hurt somebody that say something about you. I bet you won't try to come hurt me. I bet you won't ask me to meet up nowhere. I bet you won't. I know the law. And a nigga with your record, and a nigga with your past, better watch my video and put a thumbs down or a thumb like and leave me alone, cause I'm real dangerous. You talking about a nigga you talking about a dangerous nigga? I call the police. I do everything but lie on a nigga. I get low on my belly like a inchworm's dick to get a nigga. But I ain't gonna lie on him. I won't lie. But I will call the police. Somebody gonna kill you. Ain't nobody gonna meet up with you and think you finna come beat them up and you done got away with killing a king of a city. So the feds just sit back and say, oh, he beat the state case. But we know your guy is involved. How you know somebody killed Juke and stood up by Juke? You advocating for CMG, nigga. Why you trying to dirty Mac on Dolph name? Nigga, that's the slick side. Yeah, nigga. But you really advocating with Yo Gotti. Man, Yo Gotti was talking through the music, nigga. The goddamn lie. The little blockhead ass nigga was talking through the music. Man, shit, you know he was, nigga. But you come out, then beat the dog cake with your cheerleaders and your pom-poms on. Somebody gonna kill you, boy. You, if you really love your family and want to protect your family like you say you do, you will shut the fuck up talking. Trying to defend the killers of young Dolph and CMG. You damn near go talk your way into a conspiracy. Fool. Goddamn fool, but you poor and you broke. So you gotta try to come get you a little bit of money. You gotta try to come get, cause I know Vlad didn't give you no more than $2,000-3,000. But you know what? This is why you niggas hate Dolph. His son, the next king. Your daughter dead. Your family poor. That boy was born a crack baby. And died a king, nigga. Look at Blockhead. Blockhead can't keep no bitch. Little Blockhead can't keep no bitch. Brother done been killed. He might be in more pain than Dolph right now. See how the table turned? And now look at you. You running scared. Your family scared. Your family live in fear. Wrong ain't gonna never win, family. Wrong and evil ain't gonna never win, family. And you niggas was wrong, nigga. I pray God don't let a nigga kill me. And the niggas who kill me can't feed nobody. Dolph fed the whole village, nigga. Blockheaded. See the difference? I hope a nigga don't take me out and can't feed the village like I feed the village. That's what make you niggas wrong, nigga. You niggas took out a nigga who was feeding the village, feeding the community. And ain't nobody doing it since he been gone, nigga. I hope somebody kill me. In the name of Jesus, I pray somebody kill him in Woody. Your daughter is burning in hell. She didn't get to give her life to the Lord. She didn't get to get saved. Nigga, you led your daughter straight to hell, nigga. Trying to run with a nigga like you. And the nigga she was running with, nigga, they got him so they can get her, nigga, for Dolph. In the name of Dolph, your daughter died, nigga. You go to sleep with that on your mind. You can't try to fool us and convince her, nigga, that it ain't no other kind of way. Who you think you talking to? You ain't talking to yourself in the mirror. Cause that ain't what you telling yourself in the mirror. My daughter died behind a box robbery. That is not what you tell. That is not what her mama saying. That's not what her you wasn't even alive enough to try to make that justification to her mama's side of the family. Those people are in excruciating pain, Govan, or whatever the fuck your name is. Boy, I'll crush you niggas with harsh words, truth, and reality.
I mean, just keeping it G, the video was funny at best. Man, boy, I'm from Orange Mound. And I got alligator skin. Them comments you made about my daughter didn't hold no weight. My daughter died a boss, rich, and clutching her thigh. Something you wouldn't have no knowledge of, Charleston. None whatsoever. I mean, you really disappointed me. I couldn't believe that you was up talking tough on the internet. When you ain't even safe in your own city, Charleston. You on the net talking like a gangster. But you ain't on here broadcasting and promoting how a nigga walked up in the barbershop and hit you in your mouth twice, then you threw your hands in the air like Trayvon Martin. Then you ran in the corner with a broom in your hand and hid behind your wife. With her Morgan Freeman and Danny Glover put together looking ass. What kind of nigga hide in the corner behind their wife? And don't worry if anybody think I'm lying. I'm finna get ready to show the footage. Like I don't do no pump faking. None at all. I also got the footage when the nigga in the Lakers jersey came on your stage and tackled your ass to the ground like he was Brian Urlacher or something. Man, you been getting punched on and tapped on and danced on for a minute now. I mean, what's your record? Do you got any wins? Because I ain't seen one yet. Best thing I done ever seen you do is pepper spray a nigga. And that's some girls do. As soon as I seen your video, I went in the backyard and poured some cement on the mud, Charleston. I ain't let nothing slide. Talking about you being Dolph land with paper route woo. Yeah, I can believe that. The way both of you niggas got 911 on speed dial, and don't surprise me.
Now, as you heard in Govan's response, he wasn't fazed by what Charleston White was saying about Lotta Cash Desto, his daughter. Now, doing that back, forth and forth between old Govan and C-Dub the Menace, it started to get real disrespectful on Charleston White's side, of course. And being that Govan had, said that what he heard Charleston White, saying that video that he had been getting calls for, that over an hour video, which Charleston said those very mean and nasty, diabolical, grotesque things about his daughter. This right here is the total disrespect. What C-Dub the Menace claims that he'll pay a dope fiend, as he calls it, right? And this dope fiend he's going to pay is going to go to Destiny Govan's grave and do something very, very diabolical. and nefarious, all because of the hate he has for Govan. Now, check it out. Run it.
Govan, he next. I'm gonna get Govan Hernandez next. Y'all just hold on. Ain't that boy name that killed out? Yeah. Govan Hernandez. You next. You Mr. Potato Head, Mr. Idaho Potato Head. You listen, boy. You listen. Your daughter dead. You better leave me alone with that dead ass bitch. Yeah, that dead ass bitch ass daughter, for we find out where her graveyard is and pay a dope fiend to get desecration for a grave. We'll pay a dope fiend to go piss on her grave. Give a dope fiend nigga $1,500. Man, shit, he piss on her grave 3 times. He'll violate the conditions of the bond and go piss on it again. So you better leave me alone before I get your daughter grave desecrated, nigga. I'm a mean ass nigga when you bother me, and I ain't scared of you. You hear about he gonna get you. And man, that nigga ain't gonna get nobody and somebody trying to get him. I bet you don't want to do that boxing match. Go over to Hernandez, man. I bet you don't. Cause I'm gonna let everybody know, hey y'all, we got a fight this weekend with Govan Hernandez. I'm gonna let everybody know, say y'all, this where he gonna be at this weekend. We got tickets for sale. If y'all wanna take pictures, yeah, I get you killed quickly, boy. I'm not bullshit. So let me know where you wanna meet up at, so I can let everybody know where we go meet up at. Get that nigga killed like a motherfucker. Say, and they gonna let somebody kill you like they let somebody kill Big Juke. You said yourself, and the police, so you should all just done that to Dolph, nigga. You think we just gonna let you walk around here and we believe the jury? We don't believe nothing the white man court system say. If they would have found you guilty, we wouldn't have believed it then. We already convicted you, nigga, in the court of opinion, in the court of the streets. You don't give a damn what them white folks said. You're guilty, nigga. You done already been convicted. You done been sentenced to death, nigga. You just walking dead right now. You know, it's just like when the man on the death row inmate gets to get his last meal request. You just getting your last meal request, nigga. You finna be dead soon, I swear to God. On my mama, on my daddy's life, you finna be dead, Govan Hernandez. You will not live to enjoy next Christmas. You will not be here for Valentine's Day, I promise. Nigga, I swear to God, nigga, you will not be here for Valentine's Day, Govan Hernandez. And another one of your family members finna get killed. I'm for real. Another one of your family members finna get killed because they sick of you. You talking too much. We do not believe them white people's jewelry, even though it was in a black courtroom. We don't believe it. And you coming up that white girl lawyer. We don't believe that. You have already been tried and convicted in the court of street opinion. You see, your dog got killed. That was part of your court cost. Yeah, that was because when your daughter got killed, wait till your ass get sentenced. Not in lethal injection, by plenty bullets. Put plenty bullets in you, Govan Hernandez. You bullshit, nigga. You done been sentenced to death. And you gon' die. I guarantee it. I promise you. It's sealed and signed and delivered already. We just meeting your requirement that all death row inmates get to get their last meal request. You just get a long meal request. But nigga, you don't get to tell the story and try to cover for the CMG. But nigga, you finna get a toe tag. It's like they already got your name wrote on it. Nigga, yeah, they just ain't pick which freezer you go in before they have the autopsy. But you already got your toe tag already. This already got your name on it. Bitch ass nigga. I'm saying, oh boy, you nigga gonna learn to leave me alone. I'm telling you, listen, you talk too slow. You and Woody talk too slow to go back and forward with me. We gotta wait too long for y'all to respond. It's a slow, long, drawn response. It don't have no rhythmic to it. No boom, boom, boom. You know, no up and down, just slow. You can't beat me talking like that, nigga. You damn sure can't meet me nowhere in person and beat me and let me know you coming.
Now, as the beef between C-Dub, the Fort Worth, the Crepid Menace, and Orange Mound Quet started to sizzle like one of those fajita plates at one of those Mexican restaurants, you guys. This thing was on fire. That's right, it was smoking. And in fact, Quit was doubling down on fighting C-Dub, the one-eyed, cockeyed menace.
And you talking about some, if you was Ceddy Nash, you would trick me into meeting you. Man, we ain't gotta do no tricking or none of that. You ain't gotta do no but ask. Ask and you shall receive. For real, for real. Talking about you bet money. I bet money you won't ask me to meet you. And well, you right. I ain't gonna ask to meet you. I'm begging to meet you. Please, Charleston, anywhere. I just want to pull up, you a big, celebrity figure. I want to pull up and look you in your eye and just meet you in person, maybe get an autograph. Or matter of fact, whenever you come back to Memphis, talking about you being the mound. Boy, stop it. You lying to me. You must be talking about the mound on the top of a baseball field or something. Ain't no way. Telling these people you dangerous. Boy, the only thing dangerous about you is whatever made you lose your hair overnight. Around here looking like you had the mains. I really feel sorry for you, boy.
At the end, you hear Charleston saying, look, I'm going to set you up, man. If you want to set up some type of fight where, we're supposed to meet up and box it out, nah, I might act like that's what we're going to do. But, Charleston is saying they're going to drop the low wherever they're supposed to meet up at and set up Govan to be killed. Wowzers. Yikes. Now, he laughed it off, but did he really mean it?
Hernandez, man, you already been sentenced to death. We just letting your appeals go through the process. But you died. You would not get a stay of execution, nigga. And you would not know when your execution date comes. We will let you know when your appeals are denied. We'll let you know when you have exhausted all your appeals in the court of opinion of public.
We have to get down to the bottom of why people are, saying that Destiny Govan, Lotta Cash Desto is what she went by, who was signed by Uzi Vert. Why are they saying that Govan's daughter was killed behind him having alleged involvement in Dolph's murder? And Charleston is, definitely pushing this narrative. So we're going to go back to where, this all began in Houston, Texas. And what does the court document say? And we're going to try to decipher if, this was a hit. And we're going to try to decipher if this was just a random act. Like Hernandez Govan said on the Vlad interview, he claimed that these youngsters, these YNs, were just randomly, robbing his daughter in a botched murder just 2 months before he was indicted, charged for the murder of young Dolph. Wowzers. Yikes.
Here was a live look from the scene. Now, they just towed the car away minutes ago, and the scene is clearing now after several hours. This happened on Richmond Avenue near Chimney Rock at about 2:40 this morning. Police say the car the two women were in had been shot up multiple times. One woman died and the other was taken to the hospital. A nearby man was also hit. He was taken to the hospital too. Right now, no motive or suspect. If you can help, please call Houston Police.
On September 2022, your daughter, Lotta Cash Desto, gets killed in Houston.
Correct.
Real name Destiny Govan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was just an absolute tragedy.
There's a lot of false, reports out there saying that my daughter was killed because something related to this case.
Right.
And that's just the furthest thing from the truth. Was, if that was the case, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'll just say that. My daughter was killed over a botched robbery. She was very close friends with Lil Uzi, and Lil Uzi took liking to my daughter music-wise. She was very talented. He spent a great deal of money on jewelry and a lot of other things for her to kind of like, you know, boost her career. And she just so happened to go to a club one night with her girlfriend in Houston. And I mean, I actually have the reports, the affidavits from the guys that, you know, that actually killed my daughter, and they told everything.
Yeah, it was two guys. It was Jeremiah Smith, 19, and Christian Isaiah Williams, 24. Both charged with murder.
Yeah, and it was actually 4 more other people charged as well, because it was like they seen her in the club, they knew who she was because she's very popular on social media, and they said they knew her jewelry was real because, you know, she hung out with Uzi every day, all day, and they just decided to follow her in the club, stalk her, and rob her when she left. Some little kids, and it had nothing to do with the situation that I was involved in.
Walls, yikes. Nah, I heard you, Govan, loud and clear. She wasn't killed behind the situation that you was involved in. And when I hear that, I say, okay, well, I understand how you meant that. But that could have been a double entendre. Got a little Kendrick Lamar in you, don't you, Govan? Hold up, let me clean that up for you, Govan, because you know how things could get taken out of context, right? Now, you do mean that she wasn't killed behind a situation that you was alleged to have been involved in. That's what, you know, I think you mean, Govan. But, you know, hey, man, this is the internet. Now, a lot of people might not have realized that Hernandez Govan was arrested, right? The same day that young Dolph was killed on November 17th, but of the next year of 2022, a year after Dolph's death. Now, isn't that ironic? Yikes. Wowzers.
Well, more details are coming into the Fox 13 newsroom tonight as to who did what in the murder of young Dolph. Now, just last night, we broke that there was a third arrest. Tonight, we are looking into which roles police say each actually played.
Fox 13's Kayla Solomon talked with Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy tonight. And Kayla, we're getting a bigger picture thanks to that conversation as to who might be the mastermind of this plot.
Daryl, District Attorney Mulroy confirmed that Hernandez Govan is the man who ordered the murder of young Dolph. November 17th, 2021, 2 men are seen in this video opening fire outside of Makita's Cookies. Inside that store was Memphis rapper Young Dolph. It would take just a couple of weeks for the first arrest to happen in his murder. Cornelius Smith was arrested in December in DeSoto County. Then in January of this year, Justin Johnson was arrested in Indiana. Now there has been a third arrest. So what's the connection between these 3 men? Who did what?
Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith are, we allege, the 2 shooters. They are the people that are captured on the video that was released publicly a while back, showing the actual shooting.
That video was released by Memphis police the day after the shooting. You can see in the photos 2 people standing holding guns aimed at Makita's. Also in those photos, a picture of a white Mercedes-Benz that police say was the car used in the crime. Now, almost a year later, a third man has been arrested, Hernandez Govan.
The new indictment, the new suspect, Mr. Govan, we allege was the person who put the hit out on young Dolph, who solicited the murder and put into motion the chain of events that led to young Dolph's death.
The indictment is dated in June of 2021, which Mulroy says is when the plan was hatched. Govan is charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and criminal attempt first-degree murder. His criminal record dates back to the 1990s, where he's been charged for aggravated assaults and drug charges since. Now, I asked the district attorney what the relationship is between Govan, Johnson, and Smith, and he says he can't answer that question at this time. He also says that they will not be making public what the motive is and also if there's going to be any future arrests.
Now, according to the online court documents, Govan's last known address is in the 1100 block of Bradley in Orange Mound. This is the same block where police found the white Mercedes-Benz they say the gunman who killed Dolph they were driving in. Now, sources say that Govan is expected to be in court sometime early next week.
Hernandez Govan has a lengthy criminal record dating back to the early 90s, in fact. Records show January of 1990, Govan was charged with possessing a controlled substance with the intent to manufacture, deliver, or sell. That's a Class E felony. Then again, May of 2000, he was charged with possessing a controlled substance with the intent to manufacture, deliver, or sell. Now, records show he pled guilty to that charge and was sentenced to 2 years behind bars. In August 2003, he was charged with being a convicted felon in possession of a handgun. Again, court records show he pled not guilty, and Fox 13 is working to learn more on if he was sentenced for that case. In November of 2003, Govan was charged with possession of a controlled substance and pled guilty. Then in April 2008, he pled guilty to aggravated assault. Govan was sentenced to 3 years in that case. He was charged with aggravated assault again May of last year, 2021, accused of beating up his former partner. Coming up on Fox 13 News at 10, we'll continue to look into just who Govan is and share his connection to another rapper killed in Houston this year.
Now that brings me to a question that Vlad asked Hernandez Govan about a post he made to Facebook on October 26, I believe, of 2022, the month after Destiny Govan, a.k.a. Lotta Desto, was killed there in Houston. And he said that, "I think I cursed you, Destiny, with my lifestyle. I apologize, baby." Crying emoji, heartbroken emoji. And I think this right here is what, kind of made people also think that when he was named a suspect 2 months later, right? It was in November when he was arrested.
Yeah, didn't you make a Facebook post after she passed away and you apologized saying that your lifestyle may have cursed her?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. My reason for saying that is because, my daughter's, her mother's side of the family, they good people, church going folk, and it's like everything that she was doing, it was like she basically got it from me, the hip hop, just the swag, all of that, and it was like she was almost wanting to imitate my lifestyle growing up. So that was my reason for the apology. It wasn't that I was apologizing for me being the reason that she was killed or anything like that. It was just, by her wanting to, I guess, be like her dad. If I would have been a better person or a better role model, maybe she wouldn't have, took liking to the certain things that she did in the street activity. That's what I was saying.
And get this, Govan was indicted just a week before the anniversary of young Dolph's death there at that Makita's Cookies on Airways and Ketchum, Memphis, Tennessee. And a year later, exact to the date, imagine that, November 17th, a third suspect gets the handcuffs slapped on him and called the alleged mastermind of orchestrating the murder of Dolph Robert Thornton Jr. Now, the question is this. Why were they saying that Hernandez Govan was the reason, the cause of his daughter, Lotta Desto, getting killed out there in Houston 2 months before he was even named a suspect or arrested as a alleged suspect in the murder of Dolph? So that right there would tell us that the streets were already talking as if they knew, before the authorities got to him and arrested him, that he was involved in some type of shape, form, or fashion. Now, to understand this situation, we have to, take what Govan is telling us about the affidavits he read and, what these alleged suspects who killed his daughter said, what their mind was at that day. And it was a botched robbery, according to Govan, from what he understood. And, they knew her jewelry was real. They knew that she was signed to Uzi Vert and ran with Uzi Vert, right? And they knew that, she possibly had all this money on her, from social media, from the pictures that they seen. So they knew who Destiny Govan, a.k.a. Lotta Cash Desto, was, is what, Hernandez Govan is saying. So it's nothing like what people are thinking, according to him, that she was killed behind the situation that he was involved in with Dolph's murder. Wow. So, according to court records, though, it was determined that Govan, Destiny Govan, Lotta Cash Desto, and her friend were in Govan's vehicle, a Porsche, stopped behind a dark 4-door vehicle at a traffic light at Richmond Avenue and Chimney Rock Road, where 2 black males exited the dark vehicle and started shooting at the women. So if they were really trying to rob Desto, this one statement right here is, contradicting to what, Hernandez Govan claims that he feels, according to the affidavits that he read, is saying about what happened. So why would they just jump out and start shooting instantly if they were going to take her chains, her jewelry, her money, things of that nature, right? Well, obviously, maybe Desto seen what was going on and peeped the play, and she also started shooting because she obviously, according to court records, shot one of the suspects in the abdomen, in the stomach, right? Bucked him, laid him down. The guy was bleeding profusely and leaving a trail from the side of her driver's side door on her Porsche all the way to where he ran, and the officers found an AR-15 or something of that nature, assault rifle. Now, according to the probable cause on the affidavit, the affiant and his partner, Sergeant C. Duncan, were assigned to conduct a scene investigation and follow-up investigation of the murder of Destiny Govan, which occurred on September 24th, 2022, in the 5500 block of Richmond Avenue. Affiant and Sergeant Duncan arrived on the scene and spoke with Houston Police Department Officer E. Bettinger, the primary patrol officer on the scene. Officer Bettinger said that he and his partner, Officer A. Garcia, were dispatched to a shooting at 0239 hours and arrived at 0241 hours. Officer Bettinger said that he and Garcia arrived at the scene and observed a gray Porsche with Tennessee license plate 53 AR-50 stopped in the right far lane of the westbound traffic. Officer Bettinger said he approached the vehicle and observed the driver of the vehicle, later identified by her Tennessee driver's license as Destiny Govan, in the driver's seat of the vehicle with a gunshot wound to her head. Officer Bettinger said a second occupant of the vehicle was later identified as Amira Hughes, was found near the vehicle with a gunshot wound to the leg. Affiant interviewed Amira Hughes at Bentab Hospital. Hughes told Affiant that she and Govan had been at the Spire nightclub in Houston and were traveling to another club. Hughes said that a dark vehicle was stopped in front of them and that the driver and front passenger exited the dark vehicle. Hughes said that the front passenger was a short black male with a black and white bandana covering his face. Hughes said that this male started shooting a handgun at her and Govan while they were still sitting in the gray Porsche. Hughes said that she saw Destiny Govan, a.k.a. Lotta Cash Desto, retrieve a handgun from between the driver's seat and the center console and believes Govan fired the handgun. A fired 9mm casing was located just outside the driver's door of the gray Porsche. Now, obviously, that was all that the girlfriend told, according to this document. But then they, questioned the suspect who was shot, who got bucked by Desto. And, he was caught, he couldn't go nowhere. He was found there in that parking lot, bleeding profusely. And here goes this evidence, this AR he had, this weapon that matched the 223 shells, that were on the scene, that were in the same firearm that was found by the suspect, Christian Isaiah Williams. Yikes. Now, he's telling his side of the story. Obviously, he's not going to take accountability according to what he says right here. Check this out. Affiant spoke with Officer K, who was assigned to monitor Williams, the suspect, at Bentab Hospital. Officer K said that Williams told her that he had celebrated his birthday. Now, keep in mind, Williams was 24 at the time, at the Spire nightclub where Govan and her girlfriend was at. Okay, the Spire nightclub, and he was riding with some females he met at the Spire nightclub to another party. And Williams said that they were stopped behind a Porsche at a stoplight when he saw the occupants of the Porsche get ambushed. Really? And Williams said that the suspects exited a black pickup and exchanged gunfire with the driver of the Porsche. Williams said that the driver of the Porsche, meaning Lotta Desto, was standing outside the Porsche during the shooting. Really? Now, this is coming from the suspect who was shot and caught. Officer K told Affiant that Williams later changed his story. Williams said that the suspects were in a black Mercedes-Benz truck and that the four people exited this vehicle and exchanged gunfire with the occupants of the Porsche. So he's making it seem like Destiny Govan, Lotta Desto, and her girlfriend was, both exchanging gunfire with all these four males that were on the scene. Now, he tells another officer something different. Affiant interviewed Williams at Bentab Hospital. Williams told Affiant that he currently resided in Alexandria, Louisiana. Williams said that he and his friends, who he only knew as Baby 10, TG, and Scully, were at the Spire nightclub. Williams said that they were all from Louisiana. Williams said that when he left the club, he jumped into the car with a bunch of females who he had just met. Williams said that they were going to an after-hours club. Williams said that they were at a red light somewhere. Williams said that he saw the Porsche and saw two cars in front of the Porsche. Williams said one of the cars was black. Williams said that he saw three people get out of the black car, and then all hell broke loose, meaning that people started shooting. Williams said that the women in the car in front of him, meaning Govan, jumped out of the car and started shooting too, while they were already being fired upon Williams. Yeah, right. But Williams said that the guys were probably trying to rob the women, meaning Govan. Williams said he took off running. Really? And he says that Christopher Williams, according to Officer Bettinger, was in the parking lot of a strip center and had sustained a gunshot wound to the abdomen. Both Hughes, the girlfriend of Govan, and Williams were transported to Bentab Hospital by Houston Fire Department. Officer Bettinger said that Govan was pronounced dead by firefighter Cardi at 0254 hours. Officer Bettinger said that he located a cell phone with a Louisiana identification card for Williams in the middle lane of Richmond Avenue. Officer Bettinger said that he observed several fire pistol and rifle casings around the gray Porsche. Now, as we go through the court documents, it's looking as if, with some of the details, that these guys were already at the Spire nightclub. It says that the affiant saw that the males had walked to the Spire nightclub located at 720 Main Street. Affiant saw that after the males had gone to the Spire nightclub, Lotta Desto Govan had parked her gray Porsche Macan in the Telespin family downtown YMCA parking lot garage. Govan, Hughes, and several other people who had arrived at the parking garage in separate vehicles walked to the Spire nightclub. So the boys had already got there. And the thing that gets me is that, one of the shooters, right, he was underage. He was 18 when this happened. And the club was a 21 up in age club. So how did he get in? Well, maybe he had a fake ID of some sort, but he definitely was a teenager when he entered that club. Now, the affiant saw that after the Spire nightclub had closed for the night, Valier, the unidentified Hispanic male, Williams, James, and the unidentified black male, Warden and Smith, returned to the Telespin family downtown YMCA parking lot garage and loitered in front of their parked vehicles. It was 2 vehicles, right? But Williams only gave a count of 1 vehicle in one of his stores, because remember, he changed his story. And YMC parking lot where, these guys were parked at, they were loitering. And that's when they seen, an observed Govan walking from the Spire nightclub toward the Telespin family downtown YMCA parking lot where they was. And then these guys started entering their vehicles, the gray Ram 1500 with chrome rims and the black Mercedes-Benz 4-door SUV. And prior to getting into the vehicles, Smith and Williams, the 2 shooters, removed an item from the trunk of the black Mercedes-Benz 4-door. Smith got into the backseat of the black Mercedes-Benz 4-door behind the driver. Williams got into the backseat of the gray Ram 1500 with chrome rims. A find saw that Destiny Govan exited the downtown parking garage in her gray Porsche Macan. The black Mercedes-Benz 4-door and the gray Ram 1500 with chrome rims followed right behind her. A find obtained video surveillance from the Circle West Plaza shopping strip located on the southeast corner of 5500 Richmond Avenue. A find found that the time on the surveillance video to be approximately 30 minutes ahead of real time. A find studied the video intensely and was able to determine that Govan was driving the gray Porsche Macan westbound in the 5500 block of Richmond Avenue and was in the far right lane of traffic. Govan was stopped at a traffic light. A dark vehicle was stopped in front of Govan's gray Porsche Macan, and the truck was stopped behind Govan's gray Porsche. So this is the ambush that he originally, was talking about, but he tried to leave himself out of the ambush like he wasn't a part of it. And I'm talking about Williams. Okay. Now, a find saw that a figure on the passenger side of the dark vehicle that was stopped in front of Govan had approached the front passenger side of Govan's gray Porsche Macan. A find saw that a figure on the driver's side of the truck had approached the driver's side of Govan's gray Porsche Macan. A find saw flashes coming from the area where these 2 figures were standing. So if both of these vehicles, that includes a shooter in each one, right? They're in front of Govan and in the back of Govan's Porsche. Both of them get out and shoot up the side that Destiny Govan on the driver's side, where she's driving the vehicle at. So this right here would, constitute, look as if this could definitely have been a hit, because they were aiming for Govan, Lotta Desto. And she just so happened to shoot back and hit Christian Isaiah Williams in the abdomen, where he later collapsed in that shopping center. Now, that right there tells me everything that I need to know. They didn't, specify in this court document that they even attempted to try to rob the females at all. But, Williams did state that he figures that's what the suspects was going to do, even though he's one of the suspects that was shot, right? So he talked about himself as in third person when he spoke to the officers and gave 2 different stories. And the officer is giving his account from the surveillance footage that he collected in the case. And as you see, it's saying here that, after they got out both of those different vehicles and shot up the driver's side of Govan's Porsche, right, leaving her with a headshot and fatality pronounced dead on the scene. Now, according to court documents, it's saying that a find saw that the truck behind Govan's gray Porsche, right, pulled out from behind her and into the middle of the lane of traffic. A find saw that the truck was gray and had the same chrome rims as seen on the public safety cameras from downtown. A find saw that the truck and the black vehicle that had been in front of Govan's gray Porsche Macan sped away westbound on Richmond Avenue, and that they were the last 2 vehicles to travel through the intersection of Richmond Avenue and Chimney Rock Road. A find then saw Williams walked south across the westbound lanes of Richmond Avenue, across the median, across to the eastbound lanes of Richmond Avenue, and into the parking lot of a shopping strip in the 5500 block of Richmond Avenue, where he later collapsed. Now, the affiant completed a ATF e-trace from the AR-15 pistol that had been recovered from the scene right where Christopher Isaiah Williams had been captured at, where he collapsed at in that shopping center, right? Affiant received a Crime Stoppers tip naming Travion Warden, Mac 10, and Jeremiah Pack Baby J as possible suspects in the incident. The tipster said that the suspects were from Alexandria, Louisiana. And obviously Williams was, telling the truth that all of them were from Alexandria, Louisiana, according to, the court documents. Orange Mound Quet was right in this Vlad interview, according to court documents. They had been stalking her, following her. They were at Club Spire first. These YNs were. Okay, so it doesn't sound like they were following Govan there, because she got there after them, parked her Porsche and walked in, and these guys walked out before her. Obviously, they had seen her in the club. By that time, the club was letting out. They were loitering in front of their vehicles that they followed and stalked her in. Okay, so that right there would tell me that, they didn't have the drop on her from the beginning that she was going there, I don't believe. But once they got there first and seen that she was in there, that's when they started telling her and started, gang stalking her in both of these vehicles that were involved in this whole murder of Destiny Govan. Being that one of the suspects was locked up after he was questioned for Lotta Cash Desto's murder, right? Williams, he had gave two different versions of the story. And the video surveillance camera footage showed the real story on how it actually went down in real time, okay? And another suspect was arrested months later. And his story had a twist to it, because this guy got caught with multiple firearms, machine guns, as they called them. Maybe he had the switch on the Glocks that he had or whatnot. But yeah, 2 times the other suspect got caught with machine guns on him. And when he was arrested for Govan's murder out in Houston, he bonded out, went back to Louisiana, and was caught again on more gun charges.
A Houston homicide suspect who was found in Alexandria has been arrested again, this time on gun charges. According to the Alexandria Police Department, APD was working with the Houston Police Department to serve a homicide warrant to 19-year-old Jeremiah Smith back in March. During that arrest, officers found a machine gun on Smith. The department shared that after Smith bonded out on the homicide charge in Texas, Smith was arrested again in Alexandria when he returned to the city for several charges, including possession of a machine gun and resisting an officer. APD shared that this is currently an ongoing investigation.
Now, if this is some type of alleged plan to, get Destiny Govan out the way, they had to have some guns, right? And they drove away from Louisiana, as Williams told the detectives. Now, with them driving away from Louisiana, they had these alleged stolen guns on them, but check out who said that they were stolen. Affiant and Sergeant Duncan drove to Alexandria, Louisiana, and interviewed Celestine Polk at her residence, 3804 Jennifer Street, Alexandria, Louisiana. During the interview, Polk told Affiant that she had purchased the AR-15 pistol for her grandson, the defendant. Polk told Affiant that Marcellus Williams, the defendant's ex-girlfriend, had reported the AR-15 as stolen. Polk also provided Affiant with the defendant's phone numbers. And Polk had told the affiant that Smith had phone number blase since high school. Really? So this goes to show you that this was a young boy, this 18-year-old Smith, Jeremiah Smith, who was involved in this whole ordeal. This was his alleged AR that was purchased by Celestine Polk. All right? And Sergeant Beeman located Alexandria Police Department report number, and it said that the affiant read the report and learned that Marcellus Williams reported her vehicle had been broken into on September 23rd, the day before Destiny Govan's murder in Houston, right? So the day before, Marcellus Williams reported her vehicle had been broken into and that a Taurus 9mm semi-automatic pistol and the AR-15 had been stolen. Marcellus Williams did not report the theft until September 27th, 2022, after Lotta Desto's murder. A fine Sergeant Duncan and Sergeant Beeman interviewed Marcellus Williams about the stolen firearms. Marcellus Williams said that the AR-15 was in her vehicle because she and the defendant were in the process of moving. And this is back in Louisiana now, you guys. Marcellus Williams said that the theft actually occurred at the end of August 2022, but she did not make the police report until September 27, 2022, after the defendant had asked her about the AR-15. The defendant, her boyfriend, which happens to be Jeremiah Smith, who Celestine Polk, who's the grandmother, she bought this AR for this young boy, this 18-year-old, obviously from what they're telling us. So that right there was very irresponsible for a grandmother to be buying an assault rifle for an 18-year-old, only to turn around and have his girlfriend reported stolen, right, out her vehicle because they were allegedly moving. That's why it was in there. And he uses this same AR-15 in a murder in Houston. Wowzers. Yikes. And according to the records, it says that Affiant obtained a search warrant for the defendant's call detail records for Jeremiah Smith records. And after receiving the records, Affiant reviewed them and found that the defendant had been in the Houston area. And on September 24th, 2022, Affiant also found that on September 24th, 2022, at 2:35 a.m., the defendant had made a phone call to Williams, and the defendant's phone records indicate that he had been around Hillcroft Avenue and Richmond Avenue, which was approximately 1.5 miles from where Destiny Govan, Lotta Desto, had been murdered. Now, something about how they got these guns, to do the murder on Govan's daughter, Destiny Govan, just doesn't sit right, because it says that the Affiant, read the report and learned that Marcellus Williams reported that her vehicle had been broken into on September 23rd, 2022. Okay, if it was broken in, the day before Destiny Govan was killed in Houston, and your vehicle was broken into in Alexandria, Louisiana, right, the day before, and that the Taurus 9mm semi-automatic pistol and the AR-15 had been stolen out of Marcellus Williams' car. But then it comes back and says that, the Affiant, Sergeant Duncan, drove to Louisiana and interviewed the grandmother, who said she had purchased the AR-15 for a grandson. And Polk told Affiant that Marcellus Williams, the defendant's ex-girlfriend, had reported the AR-15 stolen. Now, when the interview was conducted on Marcellus Williams, the girlfriend, she told the detectives, they came out to her house out there in Louisiana, talked to her face to face, and that's when she said that the firearms that were in her vehicle, the AR-15 and obviously the 9mm Taurus that was used in Destiny Govan's murder, both of these firearms were stolen out of her vehicle, and that the theft actually occurred at the end of August of 2022. But she didn't make a police report until September 27th, 3 days later, after Destiny Govan was killed with those weapons that were stolen out of her vehicle, right? And she stated that the defendant, this happens to be Jeremiah, asked about the AR-15. Well, of course, if he asked about it, that would imply, like the grandmother said, she bought it for him. Okay, it was his AR-15. X is what the grandmother called Marcellus Williams, because Marcellus Williams said that she had the AR-15 and the 9mm Taurus in her vehicle because her and her boyfriend were moving. So I don't know why the grandmother called Marcellus Williams an ex-girlfriend, being that, according to Marcellus, her and the defendant, this grandmother's grandson, was still in a relationship together. So it was just very strange that, the girlfriend gave two different accounts about the firearms being stolen and what date that she actually, reported it, because the affiant, the detective, he read the report and learned that the girlfriend had reported that her vehicle had been broken into the day before Destiny Govan's murder on the 23rd of September, and that these guns was taken out of the vehicle and had been stolen, right? But why come back and say that Marcellus Williams didn't report the theft until September 27, 2022? So I don't know if they were trying to, throw the cops off the trail about these firearms that, they allegedly owned. Jeremiah Smith basically stole his own gun from his girlfriend out of her car. And she went to go report it. And then lied about, when she actually reported the theft. Was it the day before Destiny Govan's murder? Or was it in August of 2022 when the car was actually broken into and the theft occurred? So it's very, very strange how they worded this whole ordeal. So there you have it. Y'all let me know. Does it sound like Destiny Govan, Lotta Desto, right, was killed in retaliation for her father being involved in Dolph's death? Or was it just like Hernandez Govan said? His daughter was targeted because of who she was, and the fame and the money and things of that nature, right, is what drew these YNs, these criminals, to commit this botched alleged robbery that turned into a botched murder. Okay? Now, y'all let me know. But a connection that many people tried to make shortly after Govan's daughter was gunned down in Houston, Texas. Many people tried to say, well, maybe she was killed because her dad was the mastermind in young Dolph's murder. Hernandez Govan would take to Facebook to deny the allegation of his daughter being killed behind the Dolph situation. Govan said that his daughter was killed because some guys followed her from the strip club after they seen her with a bunch of money and a lot of jewelry on. Followed her back to her vehicle. They seen she was driving a foreign vehicle, a Porsche. Unfortunately, Govan's daughter, Lotta Desto, was killed on his birthday. And he said he was getting on the plane to come to Houston. There have been no word on the connection between the deaths of young Dolph and Destiny, but her father made a Facebook post following her death and apologized to her, saying that his lifestyle may have cursed her. With blood in his eyes and hate in his heart, Govan posted this: Desto, point me in the right direction so I can go to work. Love you, girl. And Govan clearly had his mind set on an eye for an eye and 2 lives for the life of his daughter. With nothing but retribution on his mind, Govan posted this: I don't want to see nothing but some blood. I'm not leaving Houston until I put something up about you, Desto. He posted, you back with your boy King Von. Why you didn't take me with you, baby? I'm tired, Destiny. You're supposed to bury me, Desto. I'm going out with a bang. You already know. Govan sent out more messages. He said, my baby went out just like her dad. Shot that bitch off the dribble. Most women would have froze up. Destiny Govan stood on business. And Govan was speaking about his daughter shooting one of the suspects before they killed her. Hernandez Govan, a dad, a father, who had just lost his baby girl, a superstar on the rise who was signed to Lil Uzi Vert. Destiny Govan, better yet known as Lotta Desto, had lost her life, and he was pouring out his condolences on social media. Govan said, 15 years ago, you knew before everyone what you wanted to do. It ain't a girl in the rap game that can say they accomplished what you did independently. You didn't wait on nobody. You was a hustler like your dad. If you didn't have it today, you was gonna figure it out by tomorrow. I don't know how I found the strength to move your furniture today. Your spirit had to be pushing me, baby. I'm about to drop to my knees and pray because I gotta come see you in the morning. And baby, I just don't know how the F I'm gonna do it. Broken heart, crying emojis. In Houston, Texas. So Govan was there in Houston when he posted this. And I'm figuring by the date, he was going to go view the body. That post was 3 days after she was gunned down there in Houston.
Govan's daughter, she was also a rapper, but she was killed in Houston in September.
Yeah, she went by Lotta Desto, but her real name, Destiny Govan. Houston police say the 25-year-old was shot and killed in Houston September 24th, early that morning. Investigators say Govan and her friend were in their vehicle, stopped behind a vehicle at a traffic light. Police say 2 men got out of the vehicle and started shooting at the women. We're told the passenger was also shot but survived her injuries. And Lotta Desto was signed to Lil Uzi Vert. He spoke at her funeral.
I had gotten in some trouble and they put me away, and I had to go to a program and all that. I had to go to a rehab program, all that. She called me every day, like every day. Even if she called to argue with me, she called me every day though, and that's what counted.
Christian Williams was charged with her murder.
And so was 19-year-old Jeremiah Smith. He was also charged. It was unfortunate that Memphis lost another rising star, Destiny Govan, better yet known as Lotta Desto. And people were pouring out their condolences on social media. Rumors circulated and people were talking, wanting to know who killed her, why was she killed, and why did this happen? And people were starting to ask questions, and answers were needed. Rumors were circulating on social media that one of the trigger pullers, Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop, hid in multiple locations, including Houston for a day, from Memphis, with the help of Lotta Desto, allegedly. It was never confirmed if Straight Drop actually stayed with Desto for a day while he was on the run. But what is confirmed is Govan and Straight Drop were homies. And if Desto and Straight Drop did music, right, pretty sure they knew each other. So is it possible that Govan could have had Straight Drop stop by Desto's place in Houston while he was on the run to lounge and chill for a second? Maybe so. After Govan buried his sweet, precious, beloved daughter, pretty sure he had revenge on his mind. And to all who brought harm to her, they were going to pay. Back when the DA said Dolph's murder was being planned in July of 2021, Govan said this: "I'm closing all back doors today." And that was suspicious. Days after his daughter's funeral, Hernandez Govan said people were implicating him into Dolph's murder on social media. He didn't appreciate that. He said, "Clowns on Facebook implicating people they don't even know in a murder. Weirdos." But little did Govan know, only days later he would be arrested for that same murder of young Dolph there in Memphis. And they would say he's the mastermind. That's right, he plotted and planned and paid the money to the shooters. And after Govan was apprehended by law enforcement, they waited till the same day that Dolph was killed on his anniversary, a year later, to arraign Govan. But anyway, CMG, had a birthday bash. Got his birthday bash in 2022. And this was just months before the whole incident happened. And guess who performed at Gotti's birthday bash? Destiny Govan, a.k.a. Lotta Desto.
My girlfriend performed at Yo Gotti birthday bash.
Pose. I am photo shoot. Pose. I am pose. It's a photo shoot.
Nah, I wasn't here to give you a narrative. I was here to give you the rundown on everything that was said and everything that was alleged. And at this point, you could put two and two together and make up your mind if you feel like Destiny Govan, a.k.a. Lotta Desto, was killed behind the alleged involvement of her father in Dolph's death. Or could it be something more sinister? Was Lil Uzi Vert doing some type of sacrifice of his artist? Who knows? could very well be, because everybody knows that Lil Uzi pledged his allegiance to Satan, Lucifer, the Baphomet. That's right. But hey, it's deeper than booty hair, you guys. And we can't overlook the fact that this music industry is very, very satanic and demonic. And even Lil Flip spoke on people selling their soul in a recent interview with Art of Dialogue. Lil Uzi Vert, the devil worshiper, right? This is always a probability when you're dealing with people in the industry who, do these demonic and satanic rituals, just to climb the ladder to success and fortune and fame.
You made a comment about how you was one of the few rappers that never sold their soul. What made you say that?
Because I know majority of these rappers. Yeah. I know what be going on behind the scenes. I know who not really in control. You know what I mean? I know the real. A lot of times people be blinded by what they see in these videos and on TV, but I just know. I know what I know, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that ain't being righteous, and they ain't keeping it infinity, because keeping it 100 ain't enough. That's a limit. You go with me, you got to keep it infinity. So it's just a lot of people, man, that's just, selling their soul and selling themselves short and distracted with the wrong things. So, it is what it is, man. This industry is a very evil industry. You know what I mean? Like it's very evil, man. So you got to really surround yourself with people that think like you or bigger than you. So it's a nice amount of, I ain't gonna even say nice. It's a lot of rappers that sold their soul, and they let money dictate everything they do. They value money more than they value humans. I ain't participating in no bullshit. If it ain't righteous, I don't want to be a part of it, man. I'm not gonna snake my people, and I ain't gonna snake my people, and I can't sell my people out, and I ain't gonna sell myself out. Fame ain't that important, man, for me to just do anything.
So rappers is really out here selling their soul for success. That's a real thing.
For sure. Yeah. Behind the scenes selling their soul or snaking somebody who deserves opportunity.
Now, being that CMG and PRE had their differences, as we know, it was something that I spotted in a video that was done after Destiny Govan's funeral. It was a music video shot, right, after that service, and it showed a individual wearing a PRE hoodie in that video.
Spend on your block in the stolen that charge. And hop out on feet, walk you down like we Mars. You niggas be bitches, ain't buying jet bars. I break down that boat, you would think that I farted. Baby hit fat, your little mama was smart. If I got my perks, I can't come to the party.
So this right here would indicate to me that, I don't know if this was a fan or if this was a family member who happened to be close to Destiny Govan as well at that funeral. And they were just wearing this PRE hoodie. So, until the next time, this is OG Jucario TV with the latest in rap, hip-hop, celebrity, and urban news. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spending with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey, man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop.